In this episode of Man vs. Marriage, it's all about you, dude.
The podcast.
How good do you want your life to be?
It's truly about becoming the best version of yourself that's possible.
This is Man vs. Marriage.
The podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Man vs. Marriage. It is me, the cute diggity dog in the Moran family studio, running a solo episode, and I've got a question for you. That's right. Yeah, you. You beefy, super stud, man beast. Listening to this podcast because you want to be the best you can be, and you want to have the best marriage possible. That's you. That's us. That's why we're here, right? So my question to you is, how can I help you? We're coming upon 80-plus episodes here with Man vs. Marriage, and we are extremely excited about the content that we've put out, and we are looking forward to some more great content. Mission number one is to share our journey and our relationship with you so that you can learn from our lessons and what we're going through, and hopefully take those lessons and learn how to implement them in your own manner so that your relationship gets better. Because I'm telling you, I have got an absolute passion growing inside of me to help you believe you're better than you thought you were, and that your marriage can be as good as you want it to be, and that's how you decide. All I need from you is a willingness, honesty, and some integrity to say that we're going to go about this the best way we know how, and we're going to get better together. And that's where How Can I Help comes in. Now, we have gotten a decent amount of feedback. We have listeners, you, the listeners, and you know who you are. You are the top performers. You are reaching out to us, and you are sharing your journey, your frustrations, and the topics of frustration are this. There's marriage separation. We've talked about communication, vulnerability, how to be vulnerable, how not to be vulnerable, how frustrating it is when it doesn't work, and how you're using it. We've talked about hard talks. We've talked about assuming the worst before we have a conversation with our wife. We've talked about our in-laws and what role they play in our relationship. We've talked about honesty, fighting to be right, harsh words, old anchors, old mindsets, and the list goes on and on. We've talked about sex. We've talked about dating. We've talked about how we think and from our perspective, and how our perspective can change. That's us guys. So there's been emails that come in. I mean, we've even had emails, and I'm talking about emails all over the world, okay? And it trips me out, but emails all over the world. And in some cases, it's people that have been dating over the computer, and they haven't met in person yet, but they know that the particular person that they're dating has a situation in their life that has to do with children and how to handle that and what impact it could make. And we are absolutely very, very happy to help. We welcome all of you, your comments, your feedback, your questions. What you talk to us about is absolutely sacred. So I'm asking the question, how can we help? Now, there are some people that they answer. I mean, they email, they get an answer, they disappear. And I don't know what has become of your relationship. I'll reach out a couple times to check in. Fortunately, the show is at that stage where I don't need a virtual assistant helping me with emails because we're getting so many that it's overwhelming. The volume is still that I can handle, and I got room to handle more. But some guys will email, and they will say, my wife is doing this, that, or the other thing. And then I want to fix it. Or I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried all of these things wrapped up into one. I've tried them once and it didn't work. And you said it would work. We also have guys that email in and they ask questions, and maybe what I am saying or my take is not exactly what they wanted to hear, and so they don't email again. Or they email again and then basically tell me that's not what I wanted to hear, and that's that. We have some people, sorry about clearing my throat there. We have some people that come to us over Facebook Messenger and will explain what's going on and what's happening and what their concerns are, what they're up against. And then we get back and forth with each other, and we take the time to work through and coach through these situations. And in a lot of cases, things have turned out better than we thought they would have. And like I've said in episodes past, I'm not this dude that has a college degree in psychology and relationships. What I have is a 20-year past of marriage, working on 21 years now. And knowing that all the things that we have seen in our marriage and what we've been up against. And I take that part of my journey and I put it out there to say, well, this is what has helped us step by step, especially those early episodes, step by step for you, about not taking things personal, learning how to communicate, asking, what do you hear me say, having hard talks, and then bringing all of these point by point ideas into my own experience, because these are things that Coach Rita has taught us. So especially those first 10 or 15 episodes really walk you through the foundation of what we have rebuilt our marriage upon, because they were places that we were lacking. They were places that we didn't understand, or we didn't know, or we needed a change in what our perspective was. That's where you come in this episode. That's where you say, okay, I'm struggling with this, or we are going through this. I don't talk about my problems to anybody, but I'm willing to put them out to you, Quincy, because I need to get this off my chest, or I want some kind of strategy to help me work through this because I want my relationship to improve. Or I want some kind of strategy because I don't like the way I think about this particular situation in my life. I want to grow and get better. What I'm looking for is how I can help you personally, how I can help you in your relationship. What are the pain points with that inner dialogue that you're not sharing with anybody else because you're afraid to? Or that inner dialogue that you're not sharing because you don't think anybody cares. But we do. We do. This started out as a passion project, and it has only grown. With the number of emails I got about marriage and separation, I wish I was better at marketing this program so that it would grow faster, so that we could get the message to you guys sooner before it gets to the point of separation. I have very little experience in that. But when you guys started emailing and talking about, my wife is sleeping in another room, I can't make her happy, I don't know what she wants, she won't talk to me about these things, we're going through a separation, what can I do? Those things hit me. Those emails, multiple emails about men and their marriage and separation, it hit me like a ton of bricks, dude. It really did. And knowing that I didn't have the expertise in that particular area, I went and asked for help. Coach Rita had to step away from the program, so I had to ask for help from a podcast that I truly, truly respect. People that have been in that place and know how to fix your marriage because of the point of separation. And that's where I introduced the One Extraordinary Marriage podcast, Tony and Elisa down in San Diego. So whatever it is that you're going through, wherever you find yourself, I am making myself a resource. Jeannie and I are taking this man versus marriage, and we're putting our journey out there so that you, the listener, have somebody to connect and confide in, and we can work as a team to help you improve these situations in your relationship or these parts of your life. Because I'm telling you, it's absolutely possible. Hear me, receive this, open your heart to this, dude, no matter where you are in life, no matter what's going wrong, no matter where you are in your relationship and what's going wrong. You have things in your life that you can focus on, that you can affect, that you can change. Heck, maybe your dang marriage is gone too far. But that doesn't mean that you don't owe it to yourself to figure out what is the best version of you. Because maybe this marriage can be salvaged at some other point. Or you look forward to another relationship because your marriage is already done. Bring your best you to the table. Learn the strategies. Learn how to change and develop. Whatever you're saying in your head right now, this will never change because this is just the way I am. It's the way I have always been. That's not who you have to be, bro. I know. I swear to you, I know already. Because that was me 10 years ago. Sick and fed up, sick and tired of being sick and tired and wanting to change but not knowing how. I put the work in to figure out how to do it. And that's what we are offering you in this podcast. And for those of you that are taking advantage of it, God bless you. I am so proud of you. For those of you that are taking advantage of it, not giving us the feedback, it's okay. At least you're taking advantage of it, and we will continue to put out this great content to help you help your marriage, because it's what we are dedicated to do. We know the power a freaking great marriage can have in your life as a whole. But I believe this earth, this planet Earth, deserves the best version of you that is available. I believe that you deserve that of yourself. Your wife deserves that. Your kids deserve that. Your work deserves that. This world deserves that. And you get one shot to live this life. Let's make the absolute best of it. And I am here to help you with that. And I mean every word of this. It's something that has grown inside of me because marriage is so pivotal in my life. It is such a pivotal part, such an important part of my life. And I could not have fathomed 20 years ago my wife being the most important person in my life like she is today. I could not have fathomed loving her more than I did on the first day. I could not see at that particular vantage point how I could love her more 20 years later, and how she could absolutely be my most favorite person on the planet without a close second. I couldn't see that, but I can see it looking back. So that's what we're offering you. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for asking the questions. For those of you I could help, great. For those of you I haven't been able to help yet, hey, I'm doing the absolute best I can, and I am committed to getting better. I offer you straight, no BS perspective, and I think we need that. I think we need to be men who say what we mean and mean what we say, and maybe get the fluff out of the way sometimes so that we know where we stand. I love you. God bless you. Thank you for being a part of this podcast. Thank all of you for listening. Thank you if you've given feedback. If you haven't had the courage to do so yet, try me out. Take me for a test drive. Let me see what I can do to help you improve your life and your relationship. Until the next time, it is me, Quincy Moran, a.k.a. The Q Dog. And this is Man vs. Marriage.
the podcast. How good do you want your life to be?
You gotta live on purpose, for a purpose.
It's truly about becoming the best version of yourself that's possible. This is Man vs. Marriage, the podcast.